Hey guys, Mark here. Welcome back. I'm almost done with my golden retriever painting, and I think today what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of glazes to it. It's a little bit chalky, so by adding glazes, you kind of bring back the colors. So for this glaze, I'm just going to use straight yellow ochre. I'm going to mix it with walnut oil. Really thin it down. This is basically dry. Probably could have let it dry a little bit more, but it's basically dry. We're going to take this paint, walnut oil and yellow ochre mixed together. And just kind of work it in. Work it in there. And this just gives it a little bit of a glaze of gold. Give it a little bit more of a golden retriever feel to it. It kind of enriches the color a little bit more. I'm just going right over everything. Using the fan brush. You don't have to put a lot on it, just enough to kind of glaze it in there. You can use walnut oil, you can use linseed oil, you could use medium, any kind of medium, thin medium. This makes it so it's not so chalky, and it puts a little bit of warmth into it. Makes it a little bit more gold. Using about, I would say about 95% walnut oil, 5% yellow ochre. Just a little bit, just to kind of Another thing you could do is you could wet the whole area with walnut oil to begin with, and then go in with the yellow ochre. Just kind of work it in there. A little chalkiness. Go near the eye there, so sort of go over it. Afterwards, when you're done, you're going to want to let it dry flat because it could run slightly. Now, anywhere you want more gold feel to it, just add a little bit more yellow ochre. Just kind of add that in. And you can make the brush strokes like fur, too. Get the sort of furry feel. I'm trying to make it too yellowish, just a little bit more yellow. Following the strokes of the fur. Just like that. Yellow ochre. Now, if you get it to a place where it's a little bit getting a little bit too yellow, just kind of stop and take a rag or something and just kind of go over it. Take some of it out. Do that. A little bit too bright there. So you can go back and forth with it. Just depends how yellow you want it to be. Just go right over the background. Now to sort of pull the painting together, you might want to put a little bit of the this same yellow in the background. Take a little bit of yellow ochre. Sort of mix it, sort of cover it in places. Just sort of kind of keeps the painting together a little bit more. have a little bit of yellow in the background to match the main subject. Do that. Got a little bit of yellow here. Christy, thank you. Thanks for being on. Zhao, is that how you pronounce it? How do you paint fur without it looking spiky? By doing several layers. That's how you paint fur without putting it on, letting it dry, putting it on, letting it dry, and going back and forth between letting it dry and putting it back on. If you do it in one session, it's going to tend to look a little spikier because the dried paint, one layer of dried paint over another layer of dried paint makes it blend together, and that makes it look less spiky. That's how I do it, at least. A little bit of this yellow. See, I'm kind of adding some yellow in the background. Just a little bit, just to kind of pull the paint together a little bit more. You have to put it everywhere, just wherever you feel like you want it. If it's dripping at all, sort of pull it in, because it might start dripping a little bit until you lay it flat. All right, look at it from behind for a second. Okay, it's starting to look pretty good. All right, so I'm going to wash this brush, fan brush, get that completely washed. Renta, I kind of have trouble seeing these names here. My eyes aren't perfect. Renta, thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for coming. I'll put the fan brush off to the side. Now, the next thing I want to do is add a little bit more detail around the eyes. So I'm going to grab some Mars black paint. Mars black paint. A little bit of white paint to the side here. One of these days I'll get another camera that shows my palette. I'm not the most technical person in the world, so that's why I don't have all these things. So I'll grab a small little brush, and around his eyes I need a little bit of gray right in there. So I'm going to mix a little bit of white and black together. And just kind of test it out a little bit. Now that's a little bit too dark. I got a little bit of grayness right in there. I'm looking at my reference off to the side. Often. And then some of this black sort of comes down here into this area. Add a little bit of that in there. Pull this in. A little bit more detail in that area. And up in the top is a little bit of gray coming this way. If this area get too much, I'll sort of work it in a little bit better. That looks pretty good there. A little bit more stuff going this way here. For if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I don't like what that looks like, so I'm I got that a little too dark there. It looks a little bit too angry. I'm gonna pull that out of there a little bit. gear, so more dark coming up. Alright, so we'll go over the other eye, we'll do basically the same thing. There's some gray. Come this way. Dark. Down there. Some of these just pull out all over. That. And these kind of work these in a little bit so it's not so strong. Should have a little paper towel next to me. Right now I'm just using an old shirt. This here it goes down and out. Got a little furrier there. I'm just looking at my reference, sort of trying to see if there's any area I can like improve on. Make it closer to my reference. White, this way. Fur coming back that way. Doesn't have to match the reference exactly. It doesn't really matter that much. It's basically close, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And did it do, let's see. I'm going to pull this up a little. Dark there, kind of pull that up, pull it down. Alright, let me put in some whiskers, Take a little bit of dark, a light gray, very light gray with long oil mixed together. And do some whiskers, like in one shot. That's where they make one confident stroke. Do it all at once. Do it. Let's come out here. I'm making it white enough so it stands out against the color it's underneath. And, you know, we have some whisker. Oh, that's a little bit too thick, that one. Fix that. I don't make them too thick. So that one I got too thick, so I'm going to go back with the gray color and sort of go over that just to fix it there. So take that out. Sort of lost the shape there, so I'm going to fix that a little bit. one thing you can do is you can take your liner brush and sort of splay it and keep it apart on purpose. Then put it through white paint. And if you want to make small little lines, you already have it separated like that. Now it makes those little separate lines there. Go back in some dark. So separate the lines there. Lost the darkness of the mouse. That back a little bit there. And let's see. A couple areas I want a little bit lighter. White and yellow. I'll go back with a fan brush. And where I want a little bit lighter, I'll sort of tap it in here and there. Now I want some extra light right there. Some extra light right there. In. A little light there, a little light there. Over here a little bit. It's a little bit lighter right there. I'm looking at my reference. Find my lightest spots. Maybe here a little bit lighter. Doesn't have to be everywhere, just here and there. Up here a little bit lighter. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to wash this brush because it gets some of that underpaint on there. I want to get that off. And I'm just using an old shirt, an old rag, whatever. Make sure the brush gets nice and clean and dry. Clean as possibly be. Now, wherever I put that light, I'm just going to sort of work it in slightly. Varying degrees. There, here a little bit. There. Here, there. Work that in, work that in. You don't have to overwork it, just sort of get it in there and get away from it. there. And look at that from a couple feet back. I always have to step back when you're painting. It's bright right there. Not that bright right there. See how you can just let it go into the background like that? Put that right there. If it's getting too chalky, you can go back into the ochre and kind of work that in again. Got a little bit too chalky on it. Because use a little bit too much white and not enough of the yellow ochre. So I'm just going to go back and add some yellow ochre. I want chalk, I want yellowness. That's the danger when you use white. You can turn it into chalk sometimes. Liner brush. And the paint is a little bit more dark up in here, so I'm add that back in. And lines over here. I always want to maintain my contrast. I don't want to lose my contrast. Gotta have your contrast in the painting, else you kind of lose it. There's a lot of contrast right there. Be bold when you paint. You have nothing to lose. Right here. There. Work that in. It's basically just going back and forth between Hayden Hill. Hey, good morning. Thank you. Go back and forth between the contrast and the light and the dark and the shadow. And that worked in a little bit better there. Let me see what that looks like. You can see it better from 2 or 3 feet behind. Of course, when it dries, it's going to lose some of this chalkiness. So that's not in our favor. Some areas a little bit too chalky for my taste, like right there. Too much white and not enough color. Areas with a little bit too much dull, like right here. A little bit more something going on there. Alright, so I think we're going to call this painting done. I could play with it forever, but I think it's looking pretty good right now, so I'm going to stop right here. So, where should I sign it? Bottom right, you think? Over here, or there, or there. Let's say maybe over here, probably. I'll sign in a light color to offset the background. See, it's starting to bubble up in the background a little bit, so I need to lay this painting flat so that doesn't happen. I'll let it dry flat. Grab a little bit of the lighty color, light, like a peach color. Put it right here. Okay, so now I just showed you something I just messed up here. So the background has a lot of paint thinner on it. I mean, not paint thinner, but walnut oil. I tried to sign it and see what happened. I can't sign it because there's so much wetness going on there. So what I need to do right now is I need to get rid of this, what I put right there, and let it completely dry. Then after it's dry, then I'll go over a dry picture and sign it. So just let this dry flat 2 or 3 days, and then I'll go back and sign. I'll have a completed painting, golden retriever painting. Pretty happy with it. No painting is ever perfect, so it's not worth it to work on it forever because it's never going to be perfect anyway. So just get your thoughts out, get your feelings out, and that's your painting. Alright guys, so thanks for watching, and I got 2 more coming up. I have to trace both of them. Finished the little puppy yesterday, golden retriever. I have a couple more coming up, and hope you guys keep watching, and thanks for being here. Hayden, thanks you. Alright guys, see you next time.